and all the anti-oil, all the pro-oil, far right. You know, it's a disrespect. I'm part Australian, and I see she got empowered down in South Australia, the Green Party. We're trying to make change there. The place is heating up because of our fossil fuel industries. Is it disrespect? I haven't burnt the flag, but I might do it now. You're telling me I need to shrink. I'll take the damn flag on a plane with me and I'll set fire to it on the Blue Mountains of Australia. You're forcing drugs on me because I don't Canada anymore. I've lost respect when Stephen Harper got in and started screwing the country up. Disrespect. I had respect for Canada when it was before it was a dominion of Canada. And now you're going around and you don't even want the Queen. There's no justice in Canada. It's just a bunch of right-wing swing dingers. Kids are being programmed and living on social media. You haven't got any discernment that this country is run by fossil fuel companies. There's not much common sense here. Neoliberalism put the pipeline through. Didn't need that, but no, you've just got one more trick. You haven't got a democracy. You never got into. You got 5 parties and 2 get in. So disrespect. Maybe I got disrespect for you saying something like that. You know, that's my right to. The form's there, and I'm filling it out. And it takes 15 months. It's $100. You gotta go just shrink to get denounced? Maybe. I don't think so. I got enough reasons. I'm a victim of armed robbery and you let them out. Catch and release system. Number 1. We've lost police officers here. Is that psychiatry? Is that gonna, and now you're giving assisted death because you can't cure anything because you're all tethered to a single payer healthcare system. It isn't working. The mental health system needs trauma therapy in it. You go get this. How much trauma do women have? I'm listening to some of the bull manure on there. Those girls are stupid as hell. And I was listening to a woman that's got a mother of those girls. Damn, they're dumb, she says. They are eating crickets. I mean, the whole generation's lost because you've been on social media and lived on it. Older people don't live on computers and cell phones all the time. I was doing it. I was a drunk one time. You know why? And you're probably saying that's mental illness. To support animal rights and justice. I was trying to support horse racing in Canada. They went to crap because of drug pushing trainers and owners. We couldn't get it. So stewards had to get in there. I support animal rights. Oh, I might be mentally ill. It's funny how we define normal. Dr. Gabor Mate talked about that. She just triggered me because I was on 29 drugs. What crime did I do? I went to one of them. I was very depressed. Well, the DSM started diagnosing me as bipolar. And I almost died. I was buying into a story by a guy that was deregulated and selling drugs to me. He was drinking too. That's another reason why I quit, give up Canada. I don't want any tether to it because the taxes are high. I want taxes to go into education, helping kids get ahead. I want taxes to go into renewable sectors, not blocks to renewables. And truckers, I don't want to see them. I'm not anti-covert. I was all for that. But now you call me mentally ill. It triggered me. Go on those drugs. I've been doing energy work for people that have got problems with this psychiatry. Like this guy came to me, a young guy, and his girlfriend was on all those stupid drugs. What do you call them? Ativan? I can't have kids or anything because they're sensitive. But you've diagnosed me. So I wrote a script. I started reading Jungian. The Jungian didn't go by the camp of analyzing. And I'll tell you something else. Analytical economy, it's rubbish. Read the Eisenberg theory. We're at $1.1 trillion in debt. You just keep on printing money. I read Atwood. Maybe she's disrespectful. Maybe she needs a psychiatrist, Margaret Atwood. But you might say that our seniors, that somebody like Atwood that's very intelligent, is senile. What sort of analytical thing is she? She's defending the program. The program, and I think the program's pretty strong. You go get the accolade, and you're just struggling to get into university. But 81, he went to university, quit. Why? It wasn't about being an entrepreneur. It wasn't about learning a science or some skill that he could independently be a maverick. Didn't explain an idea. So he quit. Crazy. Well, he went into what his father taught him, trades. But he kept the education up, reading books and knowledge. Steve Jobs didn't use university. See, who said it? Jim Jacobs said, it's just an accolade. It's just to get a job. It's not about, and the higher debt rates you get into. Am I against young people? No, I see you burning out all the time. He was about 32. He had a stroke. Can't talk. How many people are going to get sick? And you buy into being a loyal Canadian. I'm loyal to a country that's got equality, human rights, but this country's losing it. We're deleting the archive. Am I a rebel? No, I'm just don't want to be Canadian anymore. Disrespect for Canada? Yeah, I have a lot of disrespect for a country that won't get off fossil fuels with the far-right conservatives. Trudeau was making little shifts. Me, and I was in the deep green movement, we had a completely different shift. The policymakers wouldn't make that shift. It was pocket lined by those oil sector. It's good for some, but not for everyone. So, disrespect? How about disrespect for First Nations women? How about disrespect for Indigenous people? That's what Canada's done. If it's a good country, it'll say I'm sorry, like Australia did in 2008, and made changes. But you keep this oil sector going, disrespect. You can see everything in synchronicity of what happened. The trucker strike came out with Jason Kenney of the far-right conservatives of Alberta. He's been cutting budgets on policing. They just put that in the oil sector. They don't even pay taxes up there. Disrespect. The only person that ever united Canada was Sidney Crosby when he shot that goal. And Gordy Downey, tragically. Yeah. But I haven't seen Canada united. It's a little banana republic now. It was under king and country or queen and country, but there's so much damn propaganda out there. Disrespect. I think it's disrespected me for years. Human rights violations, I couldn't even get any crew. And I looked in the human rights law and it was there, but can't get free because of stupid girls like her. Disrespect. Yeah, I have disrespect for CPC. Pierre Philip, he's a liar. He's a liar. They're all liars. First lie, the government of Canada, Trudeau said something right. He said, you can't have all that money. We need programs to get you well instead of system. You stupid bitch said. Yeah, I have no respect for a cow. No, say that to a soldier. You know, I cure him and just give him assisted death. What a bunch of crap. I had a Navy SEAL say, what crap did they have you on, boss? He's right. They have no respect for military, no respect for police. You got fentanyl opiate problem, all caused by pharmaceutical drugs and libertarian systems. And then you blame the people on the streets for being homeless. And it's also part of your don't want to work too much. I'll just buy crypto and flip houses. That's disrespect. Because you got greedy. You got greedy, but you're blaming it on Trudeau. Trudeau didn't have much to do with that. Now, I have disrespect for Canada, disrespect for a generation lost. My people were lost wandering Australia. They were killing them. They're killing First Nations. They killed them up in Kamloops, everywhere. Disrespect. What about the First Nations people of Canada? Fracking, oil, chemicals. We got Monsanto's rules. They're massive collectives of feed the world. You can't feed the world with commodity crops. Disrespect. Disrespect for horses that go over to Japan for meat. I have a choice. I don't want any part of Canada now. Yeah, I have got to disrespect. I'm denouncing citizenship. You let those conservatives, goodbye. And I know you will, because they're up on the polls. And as far as I'm concerned, nobody should use social media for political ploys. And it's all lies. You're getting lied to. Those truckers were arrogant right-wing fascists. Jordan Peterson is a messed up man. I don't follow Jordan Peterson, but you do. The Handmaid's Tale, girls. The Handmaid's Tale. Oh, that's what you've got. The Handmaid's Tale. You got men that can't deal with women. Whose side am I on? I have a disrespect for the liberty system of far-right conservatives. I never even liked Diefenbaker. Yeah, he had a nice plan. He scrubbed the hell a good fighter bomber. Wow. The argument was that it was a security risk if they had they scrapped every inch of it. And they went down to the United States, the brains, and formulated NASA. Kennedy got the space race on. My cousin was part of that. If he hadn't left Canada, he would have never made UCLA head professor of astrophysics. I need a psychiatric evaluation. They ain't astrophysicists. They're DSM jockey boys. If it was a science DSM manual, I'd listen to it. You're always talking about science. There's no science to psychiatry. It's the biggest pseudoscience in the scripts. It's Nazi. Joni Mitchell was had a lot of hardship with the medical system, but it wasn't that. It was the iron lungs were dreadful machines, but they kept them alive. I'm not against vaccines. In 1955, on my birthday, the polio vaccine came out. I'm alive. A lot of kids didn't make it. They had polio and crutches and crippled. But there's a new disease. Capitalistic over free market system. There are people working too long. They're burning out and they're crippled. They're in wheelchairs, burnt out, having strokes. Henry Ford never even didn't to work that much. Yeah, take your work home with you. Take it to Starbucks. Sit in Starbucks. Just keep on working. They've got your mind hacked. Yeah, they got psychiatrists for you. After you go leave it from too much work. Physical labor. I did when I was in horse racing. Everything's all screwed right up. Horse racing was not a bad industry. It was just drugs coming up from Detroit. Gangsters. The country's not run by political, honest men. Scoundrels. Pierre Paulette was a scoundrel. Who would say that? I would be Napoleon now. Anybody that attacks another person and doesn't give him a chance to speak like they've done with Pierre Paulette, I've listened to him and they've had to shut things off. He's just a scoundrel. He's not a good politician. But he's going to take full majority. I have to denounce citizenship. I don't want to live under a dictatorship. And that's what you're getting. Now, Germany was a good country. Till Octon came in. Hitler. You don't know how far this friggin' thing will go with this far right. Just to keep that oil sector afloat in their pocket line. There's no transparency in government. No transparency. So you can call me a communist. You can call me a capitalist. I just have a right because the law says I can denounce citizenship. And I proudly denounce it because I do not want under or blue. Green, NDP, maybe the liberals sort of coming back in and working on this climate change deal. No. So I'm denouncing Canadian citizenship. Tell me if I'm disrespectful. I am. Because I'm so sick of this extremism that I'm going to take that friggin' flag and burn it. There's no law against burning the flag in Australia. I've had no use for it. It was a good country, but it isn't now. It hasn't been a good country since that stupid Harper got in there. What did you do? You've been using politics to be corrupt. The Newfoundlanders didn't have any jobs, so they get Sea Shepherd out there. Listen, I was in the environmental movement. I was on those boats, protecting the environment. Am I a part of Greenpeace? No. Part of whale research and seeing what was going on. This country's been destroyed by an industrial capitalism that was free market for years. The DDT in the ocean is in St. Lawrence River. There's still high toxin there. 1981, we were going out there. There were stories about the environment and wild whales were running around. We had McGill students on there taking water samples. The river's full of DDT toxins. And that's a chemical derivative. That wasn't removed till 71. But she sure did a lot of damage. But we start spraying around Monsanto's. We got our agriculture's garbage because of collectives. So now you got Doug Ford building over farmland. Yeah, I'm denouncing Canadian citizenship. It's a libertarian piece of dump. under far-right parties, just power and politics. It should be a collective of people talking. So you can tell me to see a psychiatrist. Maybe you should. Maybe you should see a world psychiatrist. You're violating the UN agreement on climate change. Maybe you should. And there's another thing I'm going to tell you. Canada might not exist. I'm not a hater of Canada. I don't want people dead, but it might be dead. Why? Have you seen what's happening? Putin's gaining power, and he's joining them with that North Korea. We're looking at nuclear war. I'm getting that. They've been doing war against China, the CPC. And I found another document. Might say it's fake news. I don't know. It resonates with me. It says Canada will go poor with a trade partner with China. Yeah, one trick pony, and one of those legs cut off. That was the keystone. Biden just shut her down. So you're starting to get a little weaker. So what they do? Print money, keep the fossil fuel in the fire going. Yeah, I was with some really progressive economists in the Green Party of Canada, figuring out a solution for this carbon taxation. But policymakers don't go for this. But I do. 200 metric ton, all fossil fuels taxed. Sales tax, property tax, no tax. That would put that on for about 5 years, or until we're right at zero carbon. But you're not even walking towards zero carbon directives. And you're listening to a bunch of lies about the food prices going up because of carbon tax. Disrespect. I get disrespect for a whole mind hack generation that's lost. Do I hate you? No, it's just these phones came out. You followed all this junk on here. You need to detox. You're like drunk. Okay? You're addicted. You're addicted. And, I read a lot of things that say, I know if I gave up cigarettes, I never returned to it. Why would I return to social media? It's a junkie addiction. You're all friggin' addicted. All these girls walking around here, their phones up in the air. Oh, God, they're Instagram junkies. Yeah, what the hell? Go over there and get some Dutch chocolate. That's a better junkie than Instagram. Because all you do is compare each other and look at them. Online dating, oh God, the birth rate's going down. It's a stupid world. Disrespect. When I hear a girl coming into a restaurant and she's using foul language, yeah, I got a little bit of disrespect. I think something's happened to you. I think the whole social media has damaged us. I think Zuckerberg's a robot. I think disrespect. I was part Aboriginal. I respect the land and the land of the people, Indigenous tribes, and I'm friends with the Haida Cree. These are the people of Canada I respect. But that's not that red and right-wing flag that Diefenbaker put in. It's First Nations, and it's all people, all cultures. But you got one flag. It could be a better country. But you're so libertarian, you just let the buck fly. And you go out and say, Keynesian economics, you don't even know that you can't use that anymore. The externalities. You don't know when Canada was good. Same. So I get told I have to say psychiatrist because I'm denouncing citizenship. It doesn't say that on there. I have no respect for Canada because of the politics. Okay? Do you get me? It's not a 5 parties. You only could get in. It's power. It's not a democracy. Whoever can run down the next guy. It's just ridiculous. No, I haven't got any respect for Canada at all. I've had a lot of trauma here. Arm robbery, maybe I am mentally ill. Hearing rounds hitting the ground and slowing down isn't my life's going to be taken for a few bucks. And they let them out. Police officers face that too. They're the people I have respect for. The police, the military. That's a nonpartisan type of man. But I have no respect for Pierre Pellap. I have no respect for the blue at all. And they want full power, you got it. Tell me if I need one of your Nazi shrinks, because they're Nazis. And they're Nazis, every damn one of them. I'm a man that believes in egalitarian systems, and I believe in entrepreneurship. The creative people can't live here. No, because we're all diagnosed. An entrepreneur just builds businesses. I got enough to make it go, but why would I pay taxes for oil reserves? Why would I? What you know is all you know. Isn't that funny? I've seen difference. I've been around the world. Pierre Elliott Trudeau would have made was a good prime minister. But no, you got the far right going in there saying he was with Castro. Castro made some mistakes. He's going in with starting a war. He was going to put a missile base on Cuba, but they didn't. They fought an embargo. They had to live through it. Now, it was necessary. The Bay of Pigs. Things changed. But nothing changes listening to a bunch of right-wing liars and scoundrels like Pierre Pellap. I can't stand them. I can't stand Jordan Peterson. I absolutely cannot listen to him. Is that Canada? And Rex Murphy. I can't stand you either, bastard. Because you're going to sue me. Go ahead. Make my day. I have no respect because you're not a journalist. McLuhan said the media's the message. But that's opinion. Science is based on facts. 12 principles of life and 12 newspapers. Garbage. There's only about 2 that maybe make sense, and CBC sometimes. That's why he called them woke. Is that honest? Bunch of truckers with guns going around, and you called that freedom. They're Nazis. They had Nazi flags, everything. Look at the facts. We put that, Trudeau put that in. It wasn't just him with Singh, too. And had to pass it through because those guys wouldn't do it. People are dying in Canada. Firearms coming across and killing people. Yeah. You can have it. It's your country. Live and die. By the blue. The blue meaning state Bannerville. There's no respect anymore. You want to get rid of the monarchy. You want to get rid of everything. Yeah, it's screwed. So, am I a Canadian? Soon not to be. I was born here. It doesn't mean, if your parents hurt you, do you stay in the family? No, my parents never hurt me, but the country's hurt me with their values, the fossil fuels. I was part of the Green Movement. I was a communist for a while. We had a communist party, but I'm not a communist. I had to try every con. My cousin was raised by a communist. Did it hurt him? It got him into paradigm shifts of thinking different. And he became a top mathematician. If I go into communism, I could say that the great Les Paul's mother was a communist, American communist. But when you got McCarthyism, you had heard the Eisenbergs, they were all executed. And they're just rallied members of the American Communist Party. But they killed them under a paranoid man called Joseph, McCarthy. And that's what Nixon got in there. He was a supporter of McCarthyism. A lot of stories that aren't told right. The news is just the news. And social media isn't the news, it's just opinions. Now you can say I have an opinion. That's up to you. You judge. But don't diagnose me as mentally ill. I have a right to denounce citizenship. And I am, because you're going to vote that way. I'm not a Canadian. I'm out. That's all I'm doing. I'm counting myself out as a citizen of Canada. I'm not going to be a citizen and sit back and listen to a bunch of Nazis run the country. I wouldn't mind if we all worked together in a unilateral system, but not power and politics. Good day. And, I could get really mad calling you a freaking cow to say that. You're a cow. Like he said it, man.